Hello everyone, welcome once again to Husband and Not Six. Today, before we even go on, I want us to appreciate Oluwashom for always gracing our invitation, even though he has no choice. For always gracing our invitation, representing the men, answering our questions. So, Oluwashom, thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a beautiful show, so I'm grateful.
Oh, this is the first time you do this.
I'm a gentleman now.
Oh.
Like, I'm kind of gentle.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's farming. Anyway, he's farming like someone with gentle, but no problem. So thank you. Today, I won't be asking Oluwashom to pick questions. We just have two straight questions for him. This is what has been bothering our minds, and it's I think it's high time we just solve the question, rather solve the problem. So Oluwashom, can we?
Yeah, let's dive right into it.
All right. How do you know when a man is cheating?
How do you know when a man is cheating?
Yeah.
You are actually asking me
Oh.
to expose
Uh,
the men's word.
yeah. We are not asking you to expose them. We're just asking you to
Even though
train us, or how would I put us through.
even though it's illegal, physically and spiritually.
So you are somewhat guiding your men's
No, what
word.
I'm saying is the act
Okay.
is illegal. It's not right.
Okay.
It's an abomination to marriage.
Okay.
Well, it's difficult to know when a man is cheating, especially when you have the smart ones. You know, there are some smart guys that are so smart and perfect, and you find it difficult until you are kind of sensitive. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying as wife you should be oversensitive, but if there's anything you need to take note of, it's better you note them. You know, when you notice something, when you notice some changes, take note of those changes. So, but generally, there are few things that a man would definitely do that will make you to know that it seems something
This one.
is going wrong. And one of the things is this.
Wow.
Let me start with attention. You know, there's this withdrawal, you know, or a kind of distancing from the family. He needs more space for himself.
To carry out his illicit
You know,
act.
it is illicit. So he needs to create world around the world that he is presently. That is his family and all of that. And now that he wants to do something, he needs to create another world from those world, from the existing world. So that means it will definitely affect the family
Okay.
in one way or the other. Maybe like, oh, I'll be coming late from work all the time. I want to hang out more. He wants to be outside more.
Give attention to the new world, and as well to
To
the one that is existing. So,
So-
eventually he has to split it.
He has to create another world for that. So the attention would be a problem.
Are you saying there's no situation whereby a cheating man gives a lot of attention to cover up?
That is another thing. I'm still coming there. You know, because of guilt and all of that, that he tries to cover up, he tries to do more, he tries to pay attention, and that only happens at the beginning. You know, the guilt and all of that is there. But when it's now
So deep in
into
their-
it,
Oh.
it's difficult for that doesn't matter anymore. Number two, there's this sudden need for privacy. Maybe the guy happens to be an open guy before. You know, he dropped his phone anyhow, he dropped his diary anyhow, and all of that because my wife and I, you know, that kind of thing. But now that something is happening,
Stop! Don't touch it.
no, don't pick my calls. Why should you pick my calls? Why should you be? You can't just be picking my phones anyhow now. Abba, I will change my password though. It's normal. Have your space. Let me have my space.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
it start coming up with different things to protect his privacy.
Okay.
This sudden need for serious privacy comes in.
It's a sign as well.
It's a sign as well.
Okay.
Number three, a man is likely to devise a new way of communication. You know, he needs to communicate with the
new mistress.
the new mistress. So he try to find a way of communication. That means he's likely to get a new phone. You know, so that even if you're used to the old phone, it doesn't matter. Everything is concentrated on the new.
Sometimes the new phone does not even come up. It stays in the car.
So definitely sometimes, you know, you might definitely have different accounts maybe for his mail, email, Facebook account and all of that, more probably to protect the wife as well, the family. So it will just be there. So whatever communication is having, whatever thing is having with the outside world there is limited to those things. So he's likely to devise a new method of communication. And also, he might find it difficult hanging out with his family.
Doesn't want them to see.
He doesn't want. When a man is doing things like that, number one, he tries to protect his family, like I said earlier. So that the new mistress will not. Women, anything can happen. Like if she knows he's married, or maybe if she doesn't know he's married, and now seeing him with the family, it would definitely spark a reaction.
Okay.
You understand? So he withdraws from hanging out with the family and spending time outside their home with the family, whether to protect or to avoid unnecessary embarrassment. Sometimes it gets to a point where he's unprotective. He doesn't protect the marriage anymore. He doesn't care what happens.
I think that's majorly for someone who has gone really deep.
He gets angry anyhow. What ought to be mutual between you, what ought to tie you together, is enjoying it outside there. So it picks up a fight easily. It gets angry. It threatens with divorce.
Irritated by anything. Even if you try to be the best wife in the whole world, it gets irritated.
That he has gone so deep. With that, we know something is definitely, especially when the wife is doing the right thing.
So, well, I feel you've mentioned quite a lot of points, and I must say, it's more than this. And your answers, I know, is based on things that are happening around. So maybe
yes, of
some
course,
that people have shared and that we've seen. But I must tell you that we have much more than this. We have different men in the world and different acts.
Sure.
They're in different situations and all. So it's not the same with all situations. But at least this thing is more generalized to such acts. Yeah. So thank you. And the supporting question, I said we are not picking any number. So you telling us how to know when a man is cheating. We still want you to tell us how to manage such situation, managing a cheating husband.
How do you manage the situation when you catch your husband cheating? Number one thing I think you need to do is erase every thought of divorce. It's a home. We want to build it. We want to keep it.
But it's not easy.
Number one, it's not easy. And that is why it's more like an appeal to protect the home. Maybe you have kids. One of the major problems around the world is the absence of husband. The first thing is not to think of divorce and find a way to get a solution.
Okay.
How do we go about it? What is wrong? 2, it's important to call him to order, as in bring him to the table. If possible, you invite an elder or someone he respects, like a mentor and all of that, who can talk sense into him.
But more of person he listens to as well.
Yes, someone to talk to him, someone to open his eyes and his mind to the danger in that act he is involved in. So another thing you need to do is be careful of those you involve in the matter. Of course they do say a shared problem is half solved. Or is half,
that is if you share it with the right person.
But you need to be careful who you share it with, because the more it's spread, the more it's open, the more the home is open to danger.
Yes.
You understand?
And people who are already actually waiting for the fall of the mighty.
Do you know even the negative the negative influence, the negative words that come out is enough to break a home. That's why it affects the celebrities. By the time they have issues, it's open to the world. You have different people saying this and that, and it's difficult to bring the home together again because of different negative words passing, going out there. So be careful, don't expose it too much. And another thing I would like to say is understand the problem. Where does the problem come from? Understand the root cause. What led into it, and how can we prevent it from happening? Have a guiding principle. It's important. Like the time we come in the house, we have that in our home. You need time for your family. You don't spend too much time with your friends after work. The family needs you. Your wife needs you. So it's important. You set a guiding principle. Know your password to your phones, if possible. We do that. As in, my wife should be able to access my phone. Not because she wants to search for anything, but she should just be free to take my phone, and maybe she wants to do one or two things. I shouldn't be afraid that my wife is holding my phone. Also, maybe you have a praying time, you have a discussion time.
Yes,
you
say that
all this time together. Family
that prays together, stays together.
All of these things, set a guiding principle for yourself that will work for your home and prevent reoccurrence of such acts. And you need to forgive one another. It's hard. It's not easy, but you need to learn to forgive one another and move on.
Father in heaven forgives.
So, and finally, you need to, if possible, you work with a therapist. Who can help, who can work. They are professionals. They know how to work on the man to help him out of the heart. Because let's get it straight. Adultery, it's addictive. You understand what I'm saying? When you get into it, it's addictive. It's something you want to keep doing. So you need serious help to get out of the heart. Anybody can be the therapist. It could even be a man of God. It could be someone who can help out, or professional who can help him out of that situation. So I think those are the few things, at least for the purpose of this discussion, that we can just pick and work on.
But I must really say thank you because people are taking you like to think before you give all these points. Like seriously, and I hope these few points he has shared with us will really help us. And I just pray that for every home that is going through this, that God will visit your home. Amen. And all these things too, you can actually work on the points and put them to use. I pray God will lead you. So thank you so much for always joining us on Husband on Hot Seat. Thank you. We love you, and see you next Friday.